LeBron James just sparked a fiery debate, and it wasn't even about basketball. After defending Deion Sanders and the Colorado football program on social media,
LeBron posted on social media, I don't hear any of those Deion Sanders Cubs football haters being up front and loud. They're in hiding now. Coach Prime said, we're coming. Well, we're here now. Love what's going on there in Boulder.
LeBron's comments sent shockwaves across sports media. But Shannon Sharpe, he had Stephen A. Smith completely losing it on First Take.
The conference isn't any good now. You notice that, Stephen A., so that's what it is. When he was getting his eyes beat out, oh, I told y'all he couldn't coach on that level. I told y'all he was false this and false that. Now they're 8-2 with an outside chance to make the college football playoff. Everybody done gone radio silent. Now they find something else to complain about.
From accusations of bias to fiery exchanges about primetime in college football, this segment had everything. But is LeBron right about the critics? And why is Stephen A. taking it so personally? Let's break it all down. To set the stage, let's start with LeBron James's post-game social media call-out. Fresh off a dominant Lakers win, LeBron didn't talk about his own performance. Instead, he turned the spotlight to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes, writing, I don't hear any of those Deion Sanders haters being upfront and loud. They're in hiding now. Coach Prime said, we're coming. Well, we're here now. It was classic LeBron using his platform to amplify another iconic figure. Deion Sanders, who took over Colorado's struggling football program, had critics from day one. Many doubted his ability to coach at the highest level, especially after leaving Jackson State. But with an 8-2 record and a shot at the college football playoff, the results speak for themselves. Naturally, Shannon Sharpe, a close ally of both LeBron and Coach Prime, jumped to their defense on First Take. He praised Sanders for silencing doubters and reshaping college football, saying,
I told y'all he couldn't coach on that level. I told y'all he was false this and false that. Now they're 8-2 with an outside chance to make the college football playoff. Everybody done gone radio silent.
But Stephen A. wasn't having it. He fired back, accusing LeBron of exaggerating the criticism and dragging First Take into the conversation unfairly. His rebuttal was fiery and hilarious.
It's got to the damn point that LeBron James passed gas, Shannon Sharpe's gonna call it perfume.
Stephen A. argued that First Take and its hosts had consistently supported Sanders, insisting that LeBron's claim about critics staying silent wasn't true.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't smart. Are you ready for this? Because he's lying. Because he's lying. The one place that wasn't silent about primetime in Colorado was where? Right here on First Take.
But Shannon, quick on his feet, doubled down, clarifying that LeBron wasn't targeting First Take.
He wasn't talking about you.
No. He was talking about the Colorado program. He said everybody was silent. Nobody said anything. Yes, we did say it. And he listens to you. You his boy, Shannon. So I know he watching you. He watching everything with you. And you were raving about prime time. I was raving about prime time. We were talking about the Colorado program. So when he says nobody's saying anything, that's not true. That's not true.
No, he's not talking about us. He's talking about all the criticism.
Yeah,
he's talking about when they went back, won 4 games.
Talking about the newspaper, the article,
he's not talking about us.
He was calling out a broader group of naysayers in sports media. This exchange revealed 2 key dynamics. First, there's the ongoing tension between Shannon and Stephen A., which always makes for must-watch television. Shannon's unwavering support for LeBron often clashes with Stephen A.'s self-proclaimed objectivity, leading to moments of comedic and heated back and forth. Second, the debate reflects the larger conversation about Deion Sanders' impact. As Shannon pointed out, Sanders didn't just improve Colorado, he transformed it. His recruits from Jackson State, including his son Shedeur Sanders and two-way star Travis Hunter, are now leading Heisman Trophy candidates. It's a story that transcends football and highlights Sanders' ability to build a winning culture. Stephen A's fouls, however, pivoted the conversation to bigger questions. Should Sanders coach at Florida State, his alma mater? Could he eventually land in the NFL? And while these are legitimate discussions, Shannon wasn't letting Stephen A. off the hook. His main point stood: critics who doubted Deion Sanders' coaching ability owe him respect now. LeBron's defense of Coach Prime ties into a broader theme of loyalty and using influence for good. Both LeBron and Sanders have faced unprecedented scrutiny throughout their careers, Yet they continue to rise above it. Their shared story is one of resilience, reinvention, and breaking barriers. But here's the twist. Stephen A. may have a point. If the loudest critics of Deion Sanders have gone quiet, does that mean they've truly changed their tune? Or are they just waiting for the next opportunity to pounce? This is where the debate gets interesting. It's not just about defending Sanders, it's about holding critics accountable for their words. So what's the real takeaway here? Is LeBron's call out another example of his leadership and loyalty? Or is Stephen A. right to push back and demand accuracy in these discussions? The debate over Deion Sanders' legacy is far from over, and with every win Colorado racks up, the noise gets louder. But here's the real question. If Coach Prime's success continues, will we see him on the sidelines of an NFL team? Or could he reshape the landscape of college football for good? One thing's for sure, whether it's Shannon, Stephen A., or LeBron, this story is only just beginning. LeBron James just did something we've never seen in NBA history. At nearly 40 years old, 4 consecutive triple-doubles, a feat he'd never achieved before, and it's shaking up the entire conversation about his legacy. Is this the final piece of evidence that solidifies him as the GOAT? Or does Michael Jordan still hold that throne? And wait until you hear what Shannon Sharpe said that had Stephen A. Smith completely losing it live on air. Stick around. This might just change the way you see LeBron forever. To truly understand the weight of what LeBron just accomplished, let's rewind the clock. It's 2003, and an 18-year-old kid from Akron, Ohio, is making his NBA debut. The expectations? Unbelievable. The pressure? Insurmountable. He was labeled the chosen one, but few thought he could truly live up to it. Fast forward 2 decades, and not only has he matched those expectations, he's surpassed them. LeBron James is a name synonymous with greatness. He's the NBA's all-time leading scorer, but unlike traditional scoring legends, his game isn't built around selfishness. He's a pass-first player who redefined what it means to dominate the league, and yet as he approaches 40, many doubted if he still had anything left to prove. Therefore, when LeBron notched his first triple-double in this streak, it seemed like just another day at the office. But then he did it again, and again, and again. 4 consecutive games of pure basketball mastery. The most astonishing part? He wasn't padding stats in meaningless matchups. Each performance was pivotal for the Lakers as they fought for playoff positioning in a stacked Western Conference. Shannon Sharpe couldn't contain his excitement when discussing this on First Take. He called LeBron the GOAT and even nicknamed triple-doubles Miss Trip Dub, humorously framing them as LeBron's lifelong companion.
Who's surprised by this other than Stephen A? Because he knows this man is the GOAT. The man has been the best player. I mean, there's been very few players come in with the expectations that this man has had placed upon him and exceeded no matter what you thought or how great LeBron James was going to be. He's exceeded every expectation. A pass-first player is the greatest scorer in NBA history. And at the ripe age of 39, 314, 15, 16, 17 days, back-to-back-to-back-to-back Trip Dub. That's loyalty. That's one thing I can say about that woman, Miss Trip Dub. She's been following this man since he entered the league at 18, and here she is right now. Do you know how long it is, Stephen A., to get people to stay in a relationship for 2 decades? That's what Miss Trip Dub has done with GOAT James, the 6'8" guy from Akron, Ohio.
Stephen A. Smith, however, was less amused. He argued that while LeBron's streak was impressive, it didn't elevate him above Michael Jordan. 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles, Stephen A. exclaimed. LeBron at his best isn't MJ at his best.
LeBron James. Do you realize that LeBron James right now is a top 5 player on the planet at age 40? I mean, we talk about the triple-double, whatever. The brother is top 5 in the world right now. So nobody's taking anything away. I'm not one of those dudes that's going to look at LeBron James and not acknowledge this brother is Mount Rushmore, one of the top 2 all time. He just ain't number 1.
And he ain't 2.
It's Michael
and he ain't 2.
Jordan. is my
The-
LeBron at
Stephen A,
hold
the
on,
only
I'll let you
problem I
speak.
got-
I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. LeBron James at his best, ain't Michael Jordan at his best. Anybody
Better.
knows that. Oh, you on drugs. Something wrong with you. I need you
Better.
tested right now. You have
Better.
lost your mind.
But here's the thing. Stephen A's take glosses over the broader implications of LeBron's dominance. In today's NBA, players aren't supposed to perform at this level in their late 30s. LeBron is breaking every convention we've ever had about longevity in sports. His opponents aren't scrubs either. During this streak, LeBron faced all-stars and young rising stars alike. His ability to outthink, outplay, and outright dominate opponents decades younger is a testament to his unmatched basketball IQ. But it's not just the stats, it's the how. LeBron hit clutch shots, orchestrated the offense like a maestro, and made every player around him better. Yet Stephen A couldn't let go of the comparison to Jordan. 6-0 in the finals, he kept repeating, as if that alone settled the debate.
You got to be crazy. Ain't no way, okay? 6-0, 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive. Are you out your mind? Don't even get me started. LeBron is great. I love what I'm seeing from him.
All right.
It's spectacular.
Great
He keeps it up. The Lakers could potentially go to the finals. He keeps it up. But he's all of that in a bag of chips. He just ain't Jordan.
Shannon fired back, saying, "A pass-first player is the greatest scorer of all time. That alone should end the argument."
Probably the only problem I have with Stephen A is that the surprise that he had in his voice when he said the man is top 5. When has he not been?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
I
What's
wanna-
so
no, no, I
amazing
wanna-
that
hold up.
during
I
this
wanna
run,
get a big
22
Laker
seasons,
fan.
he's always been there.
The two clash like titans, representing the eternal GOAT debate that divides fans even today. Therefore, we must ask, what does this streak truly mean for LeBron's legacy? Some argue it's the clearest proof yet that he's the greatest player ever. Others believe it's merely another chapter in an already legendary career. But here's where it gets interesting. Even if you don't consider him the GOAT, there's no denying that LeBron is rewriting the book on what's possible in professional sports. And let's not overlook the cultural impact. LeBron's longevity inspires not just athletes, but anyone striving for greatness in their field. His ability to defy Father Time is a message to every doubter. Greatness isn't confined by age or expectations. But there's one final twist to this story that makes it even more compelling. During this streak, LeBron hinted at something monumental. His dream of one day playing alongside his son, Bronny, in the NBA. This isn't just about personal achievement anymore. It's about legacy, family, and breaking barriers no one else has even dreamed of touching. So what does LeBron's 4-game triple-double streak truly mean? Is it the exclamation point on a GOAT career, or just another chapter in a story that still isn't finished? Shannon Sharpe believes this is all the proof we need that LeBron is basketball's ultimate king. Stephen A. Smith isn't ready to let go of MJ's throne just yet. And fans? Well, they're split right down the middle. But here's the real question. If LeBron can dominate like this at 39, what else does he have in store? Could this be the season he leads the Lakers to another championship? Or will the GOAT debate remain as heated as ever? One thing's for sure, LeBron's story isn't over, and the best might still be yet to come. The Cleveland Cavaliers have stormed into this season like a freight train, achieving an incredible 14-0 record. They're the first team since the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors to do this. But while fans and analysts are buzzing about this historic start, there's more to the story. Behind the scenes, tension is brewing. Donovan Mitchell's pursuit of a triple-double nearly cost them a game, and whispers of team chemistry issues are starting to emerge. Can the Cavs keep their unbeaten streak alive, or is their perfect start masking deeper problems? Stick around, because what's happening in Cleveland is more than just a hot streak. To understand how we got here, let's go back to the offseason. Coming off a playoff appearance last year, the Cavs were already a team on the rise. But the front office wasn't satisfied. They knew their roster had potential, yet there were questions about fit and whether the team could handle the intense pressure of a deep playoff run. And then, they made a decision that surprised everyone. They hired Kenny Atkinson as head coach. J.B. Bickerstaff had done a solid job, but the team wanted a fresh approach. They believed Atkinson's disciplined style and focus on player development could take them to the next level. Therefore, when training camp started, there was a new sense of urgency in Cleveland. The season opener came with high expectations, but few expected the Cavs to look this good, this early. They didn't just win, they dominated. Game after game, their offense flowed effortlessly, averaging a league-leading 123.4 points per game with a 52.1% shooting accuracy that was unheard of. The ball movement was flawless, and the scoring depth, impressive. Donovan Mitchell, their star, was showing everyone why he's one of the best closers in the league, consistently stepping up in clutch moments to secure wins. But here's the twist. It wasn't just Mitchell. Evan Mobley and Darius Garland were putting up numbers too. Multiple players were scoring in double digits each game, making it nearly impossible for opponents to focus on stopping any one player. But even with this historic start, all was not perfect. In a recent game against the Philadelphia 76ers, the Cavs almost let the victory slip away in the final seconds. The reason? Donovan Mitchell was just one assist shy of his first career triple-double. With only seconds left on the clock, he saw a chance to grab that final assist. But instead of taking a safe shot to secure the win, he passed to Evan Mobley. Mobley missed, and the 76ers regained control. It was a risky play that nearly cost Cleveland the game. Afterward, Mitchell admitted his mistake, calling it a selfish moment.
Seemed like you knew that you were on triple-double watch. I can tell by your smile right there.
Cavs fans, I'm sorry. I should have put the game away early. That was a selfish moment, I ain't gonna lie. That's on me. I haven't had one in my career. Almost lost just the game doing that. That's a selfish moment. Won't happen again. I apologize. I apologize to my teammates. Sorry, y'all. My bad.
His honesty was refreshing, but it raised questions about his priorities and decision-making under pressure. Therefore, while his candidness was appreciated, fans and analysts began to wonder if these moments could cost them later on. As the games rolled on, the Cavaliers continued their winning streak, pushing their record to an impressive 14-0. Only a handful of teams in NBA history have started a season this way. The last team to do it, the Warriors during their iconic 2015-2016 season. But the comparison doesn't end there. Much like those Warriors, the Cavs are showing a level of offensive efficiency that's hard to match. They're moving the ball beautifully, taking high-quality shots, and making it all look easy. But here's the thing. Those Warriors had a battle-tested roster with a proven championship pedigree. The Cavs, while talented, are still young and relatively untested when it comes to the playoffs. But perhaps the most interesting part of their success is how balanced their scoring has been. Instead of relying solely on Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland has multiple players stepping up every night. Darius Garland, for example, has embraced his role as both a playmaker and a scorer. And yet there's a subtle tension brewing. Garland, who thrived with the ball in his hands last season, has had to adjust to Mitchell's presence. He's found himself in more catch-and-shoot situations, which isn't his natural style. This shift has affected his shooting percentage, and there's been quiet talk that Garland might be struggling to find his rhythm next to another dominant guard. Therefore, while the Cavs' offensive numbers look great on paper, there's an underlying issue that could affect them down the line. While the Cavaliers' offensive chemistry has sparked excitement, their backcourt defense, led by Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, has been a lingering concern. Both players are highly skilled offensively, but have struggled on the defensive end, particularly when facing elite scoring guards in the league. This lack of defensive strength in the backcourt makes Cleveland vulnerable against teams with explosive guards who can exploit one-on-one matchups. Despite the Cavaliers' stellar record, opposing teams are starting to expose this weakness, especially during high-stakes moments when defensive stops are crucial. As the season progresses, the Cavaliers will need to address this issue, possibly through adjustments or increased emphasis on defensive drills, if they want to contend with top-tier teams in the playoffs. Improving their backcourt defense is critical to maintaining their momentum and building a more balanced, championship-ready roster. Then there's the front court. Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen form one of the best defensive tandems in the league, especially around the rim. Together, they've made life difficult for opposing players looking to score in the paint. But their strengths also come with a downside. Neither Mobley nor Allen is a strong outside shooter, which sometimes clogs the paint and makes it difficult for Cleveland's offense to space the floor effectively. This lack of shooting forces them into tough mid-range shots and makes it harder to keep defenses honest. Some analysts have suggested that trading Allen for a more versatile forward could help open up the offense. But the Cavs have been hesitant to break up their core, and for now they're sticking with what's been working. Therefore, while the Cavs are winning, there are real questions about whether this lineup has the versatility needed to compete with the league's best. In addition to lineup questions, the Cavs are haunted by another issue: injuries. Last season, both Mitchell and Garland missed significant time, which disrupted the team's chemistry and rhythm. For Cleveland, staying healthy is critical, especially with such a packed schedule. The team's history with injuries raises concerns, especially as they aim to keep their winning streak alive and push for a high playoff seed. But this season, the Cavs have been lucky so far, with all their key players staying healthy. The question is, can they maintain this level of intensity and avoid the injury bug? As the season progresses, fans are holding their breath, hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. The coaching change is another layer to the story. Kenny Atkinson, known for his player development skills, has brought a different energy to the team. His focus on fundamentals, ball movement, and defense has been apparent, and the players have bought into his system. But Atkinson's approach is also demanding, and some wonder if the team can keep up this intensity for a full season. There's a delicate balance between pushing players to their limits and burning them out. Therefore, while Atkinson's methods are delivering results, there's a fine line that the Cavs must navigate. Despite the challenges, there's an undeniable excitement around this team. Fans are starting to believe that this could be the season where Cleveland makes a serious run. The 14-0 start has sparked comparisons to other legendary teams, and there's a growing belief that the Cavs could be a dark horse contender in the Eastern Conference. But they're not without competition. In a few days, they'll face off against the Boston Celtics, the defending champions. This matchup will be a true test of Cleveland's abilities and could reveal whether this team is built to last. Off the court, there's been plenty of drama as well. During the offseason, rumors linked the Cavs to controversial forward Miles Bridges. Bridges, who has faced serious legal issues, was reportedly interested in joining Cleveland. The front office ultimately decided not to pursue him, but the rumors sparked a fierce debate among fans. Many were relieved that the team didn't add a player with such a troubled past, while others argued that his skills could have helped the Cavs' front court issues. Therefore, even as Cleveland focuses on its winning streak, the decision not to pursue Bridges has become a talking point among fans. As the Cavs continue their unbeaten run, the stakes only get higher. With each win, the pressure mounts, and the spotlight grows brighter. The team knows that their winning streak could end at any moment, but they're determined to keep pushing. Players like Mitchell and Mobley have embraced the challenge, and their chemistry on the court is undeniable. But the underlying issues, the backcourt fit, the lack of shooting, the injury concerns, remain. Therefore, while Cleveland is on top of the league right now, they're also walking a fine line between success and potential collapse. The Cavaliers have shown they can win in different ways, whether through fast-paced offense, tough defense, or clutch performances. But as they get deeper into the season, the competition will only get tougher. The NBA is watching, and everyone is wondering, can Cleveland keep this up? Or is this just a hot start that will eventually fizzle out? The upcoming matchup against the Celtics will be crucial, and fans are eager to see if the Cavs can prove themselves against one of the league's best. The road ahead won't be easy, but the Cleveland Cavaliers have shown they're up for the challenge. Every game from here on out will be a test of their resilience, their chemistry, and their ability to stay healthy. And with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley leading the way, this team has the potential to make history. But as we've seen, there are no guarantees in the NBA. The Cavs' perfect start is impressive, but the real question is whether they can sustain this level of play all the way to the playoffs. So as the Cavaliers continue their journey, the stakes are higher than ever. Will their unbeaten streak hold, or are they headed for a wake-up call? The season is young, and anything can happen. But one thing is certain, whatever comes next, Cleveland's path won't be easy. And for NBA fans, it's going to be one wild ride.
I tell him he belonged to this world, you know. His Warriors, they want to shoot threes, you know, and I keep telling him he has a clip on him. You know, he can keep shooting.
You want to know what I tell him? There was nobody in the world that can stop him. And you're starting to see that. You know, he's starting to carry us more than we're carrying him. He's that talented. He's that good.
I'm not taking that for granted.
Most people think the Golden State Warriors are in deep trouble without Stephen Curry, and it's easy to believe their playoff hopes are slipping away. But what if I told you that their success has almost nothing to do with Curry being on the floor? In fact, their entire offense has been transformed in ways that defy conventional NBA wisdom. It's not about finding one superstar to carry the load. Instead, it's about a shocking formula involving Buddy Hield's record-breaking three-point shooting, Draymond Green's rejuvenated confidence, and Jonathan Kuminga's relentless aggression. And here's the twist. The Warriors have never looked more dangerous. You won't believe how this formula is changing everything, and why it could make them unstoppable when Curry returns. Let's take a step back and break down exactly how this seemingly impossible transformation came to be. The drama unfolded when Klay Thompson suffered a devastating setback, leaving a huge hole in the Warriors lineup. For years, Klay had been the perfect complement to Stephen Curry, and his absence was felt immediately. Losing a player of Klay's caliber was a nightmare scenario for most teams, but Steve Kerr had a different approach in mind. Rather than panic, he decided to embrace change. Therefore, he brought in Buddy Hield, a sharp shooter known for his efficiency beyond the arc. Critics were quick to point out that Hield wasn't Klay Thompson and never would be. However, Kerr saw potential where others saw limitations. Buddy Hield wasn't just going to be a Klay replacement. Instead, he would revolutionize the way the Warriors played offense. Hield became a key piece in the Warriors' movement-based system. Kerr started running plays that took full advantage of Hield's shooting and off-ball movement. It wasn't just about knocking down shots. It was about creating chaos for opposing defenses. One play in particular became a fan favorite. Hield would set a back screen, making it look like a cut to the basket was coming, only to curl around and find himself wide open for a three-pointer. It was a simple but effective strategy, therefore proving that sometimes the best defense is one that keeps opponents guessing. The Warriors' offense is built on misdirection, screens, and quick decision-making. And with Hield on the court, those principles became even more deadly. He was setting screens, catching defenders off guard, and curling into open space to launch threes with precision. It was as if he'd been playing in the system his whole career. Meanwhile, the Warriors' backbone, Draymond Green, was undergoing a massive transformation of his own. Draymond is known for his defensive prowess and playmaking, but over the years, his confidence in his shooting had completely evaporated. He even admitted it on multiple occasions, stating he no longer trusted his ability to make three-pointers. This was a major problem. Defenders would sag off him, making it harder for the Warriors to space the floor effectively. But something changed. Buddy Hield, of all people, played a pivotal role in reigniting Draymond's shooting confidence. Hield would tell Draymond he belonged on the perimeter, encouraging him to take shots he'd previously hesitated on.
I tell him he belonged to this world, you know. His Warriors, they want to shoot threes, you know, and I keep telling him he has a clip on him, you know, he can keep shooting.
The results were instant and shocking. Draymond started pulling the trigger on threes and the ball began to fall through the hoop. His confidence skyrocketed. He wasn't just a passer and a screen setter anymore. He was a legitimate shooting threat. Defenders had to respect him, therefore opening up more space for the Warriors' offense to operate. This newfound confidence had a ripple effect. Draymond's playmaking, which was already elite, reached new heights. His screens became even more effective because defenders couldn't just ignore him. On one memorable possession, Draymond set a screen on the right side, then instantly flipped to the left, freeing up Buddy Hield for a wide-open shot. It was beautiful basketball, and it exemplified why the Warriors were still winning games. Draymond's full-court vision also came into play. On a defensive rebound, he would waste no time. Instead, he'd launch the ball down the court with pinpoint accuracy, igniting fast breaks that left opponents scrambling. Watching Draymond make these plays was like seeing a quarterback launching deep passes in football. But Draymond's age and wear and tear have not diminished his impact. He remains one of the smartest and most valuable players on the court. Now let's shift gears to one of the most exciting young players on the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga. This season, Kuminga has been a revelation. His athleticism has always been off the charts, but now he's added a level of aggression and finesse to his game that makes him truly dangerous. In a recent game against the Houston Rockets, Kuminga drew 10 free throw attempts, making 7 of them. The secret to his success? His ability to use hesitation moves to get past defenders and attack the rim. Kuminga has mastered the art of keeping defenders off balance. Therefore, when he sees a mismatch, he attacks without hesitation. One moment, he's sizing up a defender. The next, he's driving downhill, drawing contact, and getting to the line. Kuminga's confidence and aggressiveness have made him an essential part of the Warriors' game plan. But here's where things get really interesting. Despite his growth and impressive performances, Kuminga has been coming off the bench. Most young players would feel demoralized by this. After all, starting is a badge of honor in the NBA. But Kuminga has shown an incredible level of maturity. Last year, this situation would have frustrated him. However, this year he's embraced it and used it as fuel to improve. Draymond Green, who has been a mentor to Kuminga, had some strong words about the situation.
That he necessarily needs the love, but how have you seen him kind of handle this transition?
I don't want him to love coming off the bench. He believes he's a superstar. I believe he's a superstar. And so as long as you believe that, you shouldn't be okay with coming off the bench. But how you respond is important. You can respond with sulking, or you can just go do what it is that you can do to help the team win and to be great, and that's what he's doing. So not only we talk about his play, but we should talk about his maturity, because last year he wouldn't have handled that well. But another year of growth and maturity, he's taken it in stride, and he's had his best 3 games yet this season.
Draymond didn't want Kuminga to be happy about coming off the bench. Instead, he wanted Kuminga to channel his frustration into dominating when he got on the court. And Kuminga has done just that. His response has been remarkable. In the last 3 games, Kuminga has put up some of the best performances of his career. Therefore, his maturity and growth have become one of the most compelling storylines of the season. Steve Kerr's role in all of this can't be overlooked. He's faced plenty of criticism for his rotations and decisions. Many fans were furious about Kuminga's bench role. But Kerr had a plan. He wanted to motivate Kuminga, not just hand him a starting spot. Kerr believes in making his players earn their minutes, and it's paying off. Kuminga has developed into a more complete player, one who can impact the game on both ends of the floor. Steve Kerr has also been a mastermind in how he's utilized Buddy Hield. Hield has thrived under Kerr's system, therefore becoming one of the most efficient shooters in the league. The Warriors have used him in countless creative ways, from off-ball screens to dribble handoffs. Hield has a knack for finding open space, and when he gets the ball, he's ready to shoot. His quick release has made him a nightmare for defenses. The Warriors have even run plays that give Hield multiple options. For instance, on one possession, Hield set a screen, then curled around another screen to get open. The defense was in complete disarray, and Hield drained the 3 with ease. It's not just about his shooting, it's about the constant pressure he puts on defenses. Therefore, his impact goes far beyond the stat sheet. With Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, and Jonathan Kuminga playing at such high levels, the Warriors have become an offensive machine. But what happens when Stephen Curry comes back? The thought of adding one of the greatest shooters in NBA history to this already potent offense is terrifying for opposing teams. Curry's return will make the Warriors even more unpredictable. Defenders will have to pick their poison. Guard Curry, who can light up from anywhere, or focus on Hield, Kuminga, and a rejuvenated Draymond. The Warriors have set the stage for something truly special. They've managed to stay afloat without their superstar, and they've done so by embracing change and trusting their role players. Therefore, when Curry returns, they'll be even more dangerous. The team has found ways to win, not by relying on one player, but by leaning into a system that values movement, unselfishness, and relentless effort. What makes this story even more fascinating is how unpredictable it has been. No one expected Draymond to regain his shooting confidence or for Kuminga to mature so rapidly. But here we are, witnessing a Warriors team that looks ready to make serious noise in the playoffs. Now we've teased a lot, and it's time to reveal how this all comes together. Draymond Green is no longer a hesitant shooter. He's become a threat once again, therefore forcing defenses to play him honestly. Jonathan Kuminga has gone from a raw prospect to a reliable force. but he's also shown a level of maturity that bodes well for the future. And Buddy Hield? He's more than just a shooter. He's a catalyst for the Warriors' new offensive identity. Yet the true test is still to come. When Stephen Curry returns, this team has the potential to be unstoppable. The pieces are in place, and the chemistry is building. The Warriors have not just survived without their star, they've evolved. But the biggest question remains, will all of this be enough to propel them to a championship run? The answer isn't clear, and that's what makes this story so thrilling. Therefore, as we move forward, all eyes will be on how this team continues to adapt, grow, and conquer. The stakes are high, the expectations are enormous, and the Warriors are ready for whatever comes next.